In this Scholarden module, we will be discussing adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives function with either nouns or pronouns. Adjectives add meaning to nouns. Adjectives tell you more about nouns. Adjectives can add color and creativity to any sentence because they give us important details. They can sometimes describe what we see, smell, feel, hear, and taste. Because they describe nouns, they describe people, places, and things. Examples of adjectives. Some examples include little, delicious, happy, loyal, big, reliable, awesome, smooth, and blue. And here are some more examples of adjectives. What can adjectives do? Adjectives can appear before or after the nouns in a sentence. For example, the panda is adorable. Adorable is the adjective after the noun panda. Adorable is describing the panda. Ben's voice is loud. Loud is the adjective that is used to describe Ben's voice. The delicious ice cream has melted. Delicious is the adjective describing how the ice cream tastes. Canada was cold. Cold is the adjective used to describe Canada and the temperature. The excited cat jumped. Excited is the adjective that describes the cat. Ali avoided the dark street. Dark is the adjective used to describe the street. Adjectives can compare different nouns. For example, the green cat is kinder than the black dog. The adjective kinder compares the adjective and noun green cat with the adjective and noun black dog. What do adjectives tell us? Adjectives answer one of these three questions about the nouns they describe. What kind is it? For example, an old car. An is an article, old is an adjective describing the noun, and car is the noun. The adjective old is describing what kind of car it is. How many are there? For example, 7 books. 7 is the adjective used to describe the noun books and answers how many books there are. Which one is it? For example, the blue sweater. The is an article, blue is an adjective describing the color of the noun, and sweater is the noun. Forming adjectives, understanding prefixes. Adjectives are sometimes formed by adding prefixes and suffixes to a root word. Prefixes are added to the beginning of a word. Let's look at some examples of prefixes added to adjectives. The prefix un or un as in unusual or unhappy. The prefix dis, dis as in dishonest or disloyal. And finally, the prefix im as in imperfect or impolite. In each of these examples, the prefixes change the original adjective to the opposite meaning. In many cases, it can have a negative meaning, such as in disloyal or impolite. Forming adjectives, understanding suffixes. Suffixes are added to a root word from a different part of speech to create an adjective. Suffixes are added to the end of a root word, and sometimes the spelling changes. Sometimes letters at the end of the word, such as the letter E, are dropped when a suffix is added. Let's look at some examples of adjectives with suffixes. For the suffixes able and ibble, solvable, accessible, believable, reliable. Now let's look at the base forms of each of these words. With the word solvable, the base form is solve. The E is dropped and able is added to make solvable. The base form of the word accessible is access. The able is placed at the end of the word to make the word accessible. The word believable comes from the base word believe. The E is dropped and the suffix able is added. Finally, the adjective reliable comes from the base word rely. The Y becomes an I and able is placed at the end of the word. When we add the able suffix, it changes the meaning of the word to mean to be able to. Another suffix is ing, such as in the words boring, interesting, and fascinating. Finally, the suffix ish, as in new-ish and red-ish.